guys, welcome back to the Cat Scrappiness YouTube channel. This is Joe. So in today's project I'll be using these following products: the Cat Scrappiness Wonky Wavy Stitch Rectangle dies, and then also the Waves Border dies. The two new stamp sets new to the store are the Summer Gnome stamp set, and then you can see these cute little summer themed gnomes, and then the add-on, the Summer Gnome add-on. I'll be using these two stamps, basically all the images, pretty much all the images in this project, and then the Star Splat Shaker card kit, the following sprinkles, the light blue confetti sprinkles, and then also the bright yellow confetti sprinkles I'll be using in my project. Okay, so let's get started. So instead of using Copic markers today, I'll be using the Zig Clean Color Real Brush watercolors. And so the paper I'm using is the Strathmore Bristol Smooth watercolor paper. So this particular paper doesn't have the texture, so it's nice and smooth. It's great for using with stamped images when you want to use a watercolor medium on it. So I don't show the whole process of me coloring all the images, just this one gnome character, because this was actually the first time I tried this, because I haven't really used these watercolor markers since I got them. So I was just kind of testing it out, and it turned out great. So I'll just list the colors that I use for this particular gnome in the description box below if you're interested, and then upcoming videos, if I do use these Zig watercolor markers, then I'll go ahead and just show you the whole coloring process. So basically I'm using a watercolor marker brush to apply these colors to the images. So first I lay down the initial color from the Zig markers, and I put the color where I think the shadow is going to be, and then I take the watercolor marker brush pen and I dip it into water, dab off the excess on a paper towel, and then I apply it to where the color is, and then I kind of gradually move it about on the image so that there's a nice soft gradient of the color. So I used, and the great thing about using these watercolor marker brushes is that I don't actually use that many colors to get the effect that I want with the shading. So I only use, like, if any, 2 markers at most. So the skin tone I only used 1 marker, the shorts I only used 1 marker, and then for the gnome hat I only used 2 markers to get a darker shading. I used another marker, so yeah, only 2. And then for the beard I initially used this light gray color, but it wasn't dark enough, so I ended up using a darker shade of gray. So yeah, that is the gnome image, and I really like how it turned out. So I hope you guys like this new medium. And then now I am starting to put together the shaker card kit that I'm using. It's the Star Splat, and I'm using fossilized amber in the Distress Oxide ink, and then I'm just applying that to the white side of the shaker frame. And then the second color is Spice Marmalade, and that's in the Distress ink. So now I'm going to color the waves and cut them out. I used peacock feathers, cracked pistachio, and broken china for the 3 colors that I wanted the waves to be. So I applied the ink on the paper first, and then I used the wave borders die to cut out the waves, and I used actually the positive and negative pieces of the wave die cut. So I go ahead and alternate the colors and layer them to the way that I want them to lay on the card, and then I initially was going to use that wonky wavy stitched rectangle die, but at the end I changed my mind because it looked a little too busy, so I go ahead and take that out of the card, and then now I start applying the waves border dies, and I'm just using some adhesive tape, and then I'm going to cut off the excess with just a pair of scissors. So after that's done, I go ahead and start to put the shaker card kit together. So here I'm taking some liquid glue and applying the acetate to close up that front window there, and then I go ahead and add some more glue and add it to the foam base of that shaker kit, and then I apply it on to my card base there. And so here are all the finished colored images already cut out, and you can see I really like the look of these zig watercolor brushes, brush markers. So yeah, so I take the sandcastle in one of the stamp sets, and I go ahead and place that inside the shaker portion there, and I wanted to make sure that it was high enough to where you can see it when I apply all the other images. So I go ahead and put in the shaker bits, the light blue and the bright yellow confetti sprinkles. My camera died, ran out of battery, so I didn't show it there, but I go ahead and add those inside the shaker well, and then I go ahead and seal up that shaker window. I just used some liquid adhesive. So there are all the images that I hope to use in my card there. The sentiment I'm using is Life's a Beach, enjoy the waves. I stamped it on some cardstock and made like a fishtail banner. I'm taking one of the shells and also the flip-flops and putting that in front of the sentiment. So now you can see I'm just applying all the images, layering them up so that the star splat is kind of like the sun, and I'm just putting the images or placing them on the bottom half of that shaker part. So there is that cute little gnome that I colored. Here's a surfboard that's in the stamp set. And then I go ahead and just apply some pressure, making sure that it's nice and glued onto that shaker window there. There is that cute little gnome girl. She's sitting down with one knee propped up, and then she's drinking like this lemonade drink with an umbrella. The stamp set comes with a coconut tree, so I go ahead and color that. There's this cute little sand pile with a shovel, and I believe that is the one in the in the regular stamp set Summer Gnomes. And then I add more shells. There's a cute starfish. I add another one of those coconut trees, and then lastly I go ahead and add this cute little crab, which is in the add-on. And then I just adjust some of the images, mainly like I think the gnome feet, so that they stick out in front of the cute little ducky floater there. So that completes the card. I hope you guys enjoyed this video using the Summer Gnome stamp set and the Summer Gnome add-on. So right now, if you purchase these two stamp sets, you get a free mushroom sprinkles with your order. So it's the Summer Gnome bundle while supplies last. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.